Good.
I'm a high school teacher. All right, good. Nobody had any reaction to that at all. Nice job, very good. Sometimes people clap. I'm glad that none of you did anything. That is the proper reaction. Thank you very much. Good job, everybody. Gold star already. You never know when fun things are going to happen when you're a high school teacher. The other day, I went into a class. I only had to teach it for like an hour. I was just a substitute for this class. It was the ELL class. The kids couldn't speak English. I thought I'd just like take attendance and let them play on their phones for an hour. Wrong. I got to the first name, ISIS. Like the terrorist organization. So I'm like, ISIS? They have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm like, ISIS? They're just staring at me. I'm getting louder, I'm getting closer. I didn't notice the principal walked in right as I went up to these Middle Eastern kids and said, "Are you ISIS? Are you ISIS? Are you ISIS?" Yeah, I got to have a really fun meeting that day. I don't like the kids who speak English as well. I had one of the kids come up to me the other day and said, "Mr. Newton, other kids say you look like the Lorax." Yeah, I didn't need to know that. Sharing is not always caring. I teach at an inner city school, which is a nice way of saying the kids always want to punch each other. And next to my school, there's actually a zoo, and there's a fence that separates the school and the zoo, and there's barbed wire on the fence. And the other day I noticed the barbed wire is actually on the school side. Yeah, it's not to protect the children. I get like an icebreaker. This is how bad my school is. I had an icebreaker on the first day. Like they just had to fill out some stuff about themselves, and one of the questions was, "What do you like to do?" This one kid said, like, "I like to play video games." Another kid was like, "I like to hang out with my friends." This one kid just write, "I like to do crime." That was what he wrote. High school kids, they say a lot to get out of doing their work. I had this girl around Christmas time, and she kept saying, "Am I a Grinch?" I'm like, "Get back to work." "Am I a Grinch?" "Get back to work." "Am I a Grinch?" So finally I just looked at her and said, "No, I don't think you're a Grinch because I don't believe an adorable dog would be your friend." Oh, yeah. And it got real quiet in that classroom, just like the good people got quiet right now. Thank you, good people. And she just looked at me and said, "You just roasted me. Do it again, do it again, do it again, do it." And a swarm of children descended upon me. "Roast me, roast me, roast me. Say something about my hair. I don't know my dad." High school kids are crazy. This will give you a little idea of my school. All right, we have, our school colors are black and orange, all right? And we have an animal mascot, all right, which goes along with it. So think black and orange, animal, black and orange, animal. I'm going to go on the count of three. I'm just going to have you guys shout out what animal, black and orange, all right, just think of it. All right, so 1, 2, 3.
Tiger.
Polar bear, very good. Nice job. Yeah, there you go. That confusion that you're feeling in your head right now, that's what I feel every day when I go to work. All right, I don't just work with kids, I also have kids of my own. Every day I go into my daughter's room and I say, "Princess, it's time to get ready for school," and she just looks right at me and says, "Die in a hole." Yeah, it is so much fun raising a Massachusetts driver, let me tell you. So much fun. Oh, God. I love my kids, sometimes even when they're awake. My kids, they're like normal kids, but like, you know, they talk about this, like my kids, like they're concerned about divorce, but they don't call it divorce, they call it the quest for 2 Christmases. Yeah. Oh, it's so much fun. They're getting older too, so the things we talk about are getting a little bit different. Like my daughter just turned 14, my son is 11. The other day we were driving in the car, and my son says, "Dad, what's 69? And my daughter, because she's 14, you know, of course, says, "Dad doesn't know what 69 is because he's never done it." Oh, yeah. So I have to think, all right, here I have been disrespected by a 14-year-old, and I have to show her that that's not right, but I'm also an adult, so I have to be like, you know, mature and responsible. So of course I said, "Yeah, I know what 69 is. I've done a lot with your mom." I don't know where these kids get their disrespect from. It's so amazing. As was mentioned, I am from Worcester, Massachusetts. It's about 90 minutes from here. And we're trying to pretend that we're really great, so we just stole a minor league ball team from Pawtucket, Rhode Island to try to be cool. And we're not. I know we're not, because the other day my son's Nintendo DS broke, and I Googled places to get electronics fixed from Worcester, Massachusetts, and the first thing that came up was a Radio Shack. That closed in 2014. We are not that cool. I make fun of Worcester, but it's fun to live in a town with 2.37 dispensaries for every man, woman, and child. Worcester, you don't have to be high to live there, but it helps. Oh, I'm older than a lot of the comedians you're going to see tonight, as you can probably tell, because as the kids say, white does crack. But I'm going to do a little bit more audience participation before I leave. The other day I went to a store and I was carded. Show of hands, who believes me? Absolutely no one. It's okay, I don't hold it against you. I can see me too. But I told that story wrong. I wasn't carded because I was buying alcohol. I was carded because I was buying Sudafed. Now, show of hands, who believes me? A couple more hands. I always think it's important to know two things about myself. Who thinks I'm young and who thinks I would do meth. Very important to know. But as I mentioned, I'm pretty old, and I can tell that I'm old too because for one really good reason. The first time that I had sex was very different. The first time I had sex, vaginas had hair. That's right, young people, they didn't tell you back, but back then we rode dinosaurs and vaginas had hair, and they had to cut it out from Jurassic Park because it was way too scary. You guys have been an awesome audience, thank you!